Warriors NRL Fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and this is going to be my round 2 game preview between the Gold Coast Titans and the New Zealand Warriors, and this is going to be my round 6 game review between the Sydney Roosters and the New Zealand Warriors.
Strong, I think they're pretty even, bro. I'll probably take the Cowboys just because there's a little bit more experience.
Warriors NRL Fanatics, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and this is going to be my NRL Round 11 tips. Last week, look, I only managed to get 3 from 8 or 4 from 8 if I'm corrected there, but yeah, it wasn't a great round of tips for me, but yeah, look, hopefully I can get a few more right this week and do better, but let's get into it. So NRL Round 11 tips. On Thursday the 19th of May sees the Newcastle Knights versus the Brisbane Broncos. It is at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. At Sportsbet, the Newcastle Knights are paying $2.56. Brisbane Broncos are paying $1.51. Now, looking at these teams' form so far, you know, Newcastle Knights coming off that win last week against the Bulldogs. Look, it wasn't the greatest of games, to be completely honest, but still, the Newcastle Knights, you know, they managed to get the result in the end, which was very important because they broke a 6-game losing streak. Brisbane Broncos are on a 4-game winning streak at the moment, so their form has been outstanding. And boy, you know, they've come a long way since that loss to the Warriors early in the season. So, yeah, look, they are really showing their potential as a top 8 side come the end of the season. They're sitting inside the top 8 at the moment, and you know, if they win this game, they will cement themselves inside that top 8 spot. So, for the Newcastle Knights, look, they're at home here. But, you know, I've just been a bit more convinced by Brisbane's form. And I'm going to have to go with the Brisbane Broncos here to win. In terms of, you know, the prediction score, I'm going to go with the Brisbane Broncos by 12. And anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Herbie Farnworth, Selwyn Cobbo, and I'll go with Patrick Carrigan to score. And for Newcastle Knights, I'm going to go with Dominic Young. On to Friday the 20th of May, it sees the West Tigers versus the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. And this has been played at Leichhardt Oval, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Time kickoff, 8 p.m. New Zealand time for those watching over in New Zealand. Betting prices has the West Tigers here at $1.91. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at $1.89. Look, I'm just going to get this straight and simple. You know, West Tigers, I'm going to pick them to win here. You know, either teams, both of these teams haven't been great this season in terms of their performances. Although the West Tigers have shown a lot more promise lately. You know, it hasn't been easy for them. They've had a lot of injuries as well and players out. So, you know, I know they went down to the Cowboys last week, but, you know, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad of a performance. Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, well, look, you know, the big news of Trent Barrett resigning. How much is that going to affect the side this week? Who knows? But, yeah, look, it could either galvanise them now that he's gone, or it could distract them even more. So, who knows? Who knows what to expect with the Bulldogs in this game? But I'm going to tip the West Tigers here at home at Leichhardt Oval. They haven't played a game there in a while too. So, yeah, I'm going to tip them to win here by 18 points. I think they'll just be far too good for the Bulldogs here. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Ken Mamalo and Stefano Utukamari coming off the bench. On to the second game now. It sees the Parramatta Eels versus the Manly Warringah Seagulls. And this is at Commonwealth Bank Stadium. Kicks off at 7:55 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, 9:55 p.m. for viewers in New Zealand. Parramatta Eels are paying $1.50 at Sportsbet. Seagulls are paying $2.62. Well, both of these teams are coming off losses last week, and both will want to bounce back and get in the winner's circle here. And, you know, for me, the Parramatta Eels result was more of a shock. You know, Manly against Brisbane, you know, you can call it an upset, but look, Brisbane were playing well up to that point too. So, look, I'm going to tip the Seagulls here to win. Now, in terms of sports bet, Eels are paying $1.50. Seagulls paying $2.62. So, I'm going to go with the Eels to win here by 6 points. Anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Bailey Simonson, Clint Gufferson, Junior Paulo, and for the Seagulls, I'm going to go with Ruben Garrick and Kieran Foran to cross over. On to Saturday, the 21st of May. Now, the Warriors and Dragons game, I will be doing a separate video. That'll be a preview, so you'll see my predictions in that video. So make sure you tune in for that one once that's up. On to the second game now. It sees the North Queensland Cowboys versus the Melbourne Storm, and this is at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. 5:30 p.m. kickoff, 7:30 p.m. for those in New Zealand. Cowboys are paying $2.57. Melbourne Storm are paying $1.51. Now, at the start of the season, who would have thought this game could potentially be the game of the round? And boy, the Cowboys, say what you got to say. Yes, I know they're not beating the top sides, but this is now a test to see where they're at now, because they're coming up against a Storm side, coming off a loss to Penrith, and it was a big loss at that. They lost by 30 points, which was, I thought would be a closer game, and I'm sure the Storm don't want to lose 2 in a row, and, the Cowboys will want to continue that winning run, and they want to beat a big side like the Melbourne Storm and take a big scalp during the season. So, look, the last time they played, a massive top 4 side, they played the Roosters, and the Roosters did win it rather convincingly, but in saying that, I think the Cowboys are a lot better side than they were after that loss to the Roosters early in the season. And you know what? I give the Cowboys a massive chance. And I know it's crazy to say this, but I think they can do it. They can cause an upset here. Because, look, the Melbourne Storm do welcome back Jerome Hughes, which is a huge in for them in the halves. But still no Ryan Pappenhausen at fullback, which is, you can tell last week the Storm's attack just didn't flow without those players like Ryan Pappenhausen and Jerome Hughes. They do have Jerome Hughes back, but Ryan Pappenhausen's not there, and Tyrone Wishart at fullback's not really the ideal replacement, So, look, the betting prices do suggest that the Melbourne Storm are favourites, and they should be favourites going into this game, even though they're coming off a loss. But I am going to tip an upset. Yep, I'm going to do it. There's going to be an upset in this round, There's going to be an upset, and I think the Cowboys can do it. Now, I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win by 8 points. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Nick Meaney, Kyle Felt, and I'm going to go with Tom Dearden to cross over. And, if the Cowboys do beat the Melbourne Storm here, do you dare say it, they're contenders for the top 4, Because they've got Penrith after that as well. So, it's going to be a huge result if the Cowboys do get up. And I think they can do it. So, good luck to the Cowboys. And, look, I hope they do produce an upset. On to the last game. Sees the Sydney Roosters versus Penrith Panthers at the Sydney Cricket Ground. It kicks off at 7:35 p.m. Both these teams are inside the top 4. Penrith, what can you say? Far too good for Melbourne last week. No Ivan Cleary, no worries for the Penrith Panthers. Still getting the job done, and rather convincingly at Suncorp Stadium. Sydney Roosters, getting a win in the end, which was a huge win for them because that pushed themselves in the top 4. And look, this game has been played at the Sydney Cricket Ground, so it kicks off at 7:35 p.m. 9:35 p.m. for viewers in New Zealand. The Roosters are paying $2.89. Penrith Panthers $1.42. Now, I am going to tip the Penrith Panthers here, but I will say this. The Sydney Roosters are more than capable of producing a upset. They are. They're more than capable. And the win last week's going to give them a lot of confidence as well. And, their attack was a lot better also. So, I would not rule the Roosters out here to cause a shock result over Penrith. But I am going to stick true to the Penrith Panthers because I do trust them a lot. And, look, I made the mistake last week of backing Melbourne over Penrith last week, so I'm not going to back Penrith against Penrith this week. I reckon the Roosters can make it a very close contest, and I think Penrith will just edge it by 4 points. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Daniel Tupou, Dylan Edwards, and I'm going to go with Stephen Crichton crossover. On to Sunday, the 22nd of May, sees the South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the Canberra Raiders. Now, this game has been played at Apex Oval, kicks off at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, so 4 p.m. New Zealand Time. South Sydney Rabbitohs are paying $1.63 at Sportsbet. Canberra Raiders are paying $2.28. Now, look, both these teams, last week, coming off wins. South Sydney Rabbitohs, first half against the Warriors was outstanding. Second half, very lucky that time ran out for the Warriors and they got away with that result. But, yeah, look, South Sydney Rabbitohs, over the last couple of weeks, very inconsistent. Got the win over the Warriors, but look, I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced by the South Sydney Rabbitohs yet. I really am. I really am not. I mean, look, they got the win at the end of the day. But as for the Canberra Raiders, well, boy, it was a shock, wasn't it? It was a real surprise. And they had a couple players sent to the sin bin, and they still managed to beat the Sharks in that game at Suncorp Stadium. So I think they're going to take a lot of confidence out of that game moving forward. I know it's only one. I know it was only one win, but look at the huge in this week for the Raiders. Jack Whiten's back in the half, so that's going to help them, and it's going to give them a lot of confidence. So look, in terms of the betting prices here, Raiders $2.28, South Sydney Rabbitohs $1.63. I am going to back an upset here. I'm going to back another upset. And I'm going to go with the Canberra Raiders to win this one by 10 points. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Alex Johnston, Nick Kotrick, Matthew Tomoko, and I'm going to go with Jordan Rapana, the crossover. On to the last game now of the round. Sees the Gold Coast Titans vs Cronulla Sharks. And this one's at Cbus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. Kicks off at 4:05 p.m. Australian Eastern Time, so 6:05 p.m. New Zealand Time. Gold Coast Titans are paying $2.55. Cronulla Sharks are paying $1.52. Cronulla Sharks, boy, they were disappointing last week. Their attack looked very clunky. You can see that when they moved Nicholas Hines to the fullback spot, they didn't offer a lot. They really didn't. And, the Canberra Raiders had to play down on the sin bin. Still, the Sharks couldn't score enough points to get the result. And look, they have changed it around this week. Cronulla, they put Nicholas Hines back at the 5'8" spot in the halves, and I think that's where Nicholas Hines needs to be. And for the Gold Coast Titans, they're coming off that Golden Point game against the Dragons. It wasn't the prettiest of games either. It wasn't great to watch. But, look, they still got the job done. They got a try in Golden Point, which was a huge credit to them to get the result there. So, look, the betting prices here have the Gold Coast Titans $2.55. Cronulla Sharks $1.52. And, I was very close. I was very close to tipping the Gold Coast Titans here. I was very close, and I was thinking about it, because the Titans generally do play well at home. So, in saying that, now, I am going to tip Cronulla to bounce back from their win. Cronulla to bounce back from their loss, I mean. Sorry, guys, correction there. To bounce back and get a win against the Titans. Now, I'll go with the Cronulla Sharks to win by 7 points. And I know that might sound like a bizarre score margin, but I think there will be a field goal in this game. There'll be a couple tries and a field goal, and I think the Sharks will edge it and they will win it by 7. Now, in terms of anytime try scorers, I will go with Connor Tracy to score. Sione Katoa, who had an absolute shocker last week, I think he will bounce back and score a try. And I'll go with Blake Brayley, the hooker there for Cronulla. So, Sharks by 7. So, yeah, look, that wraps up my NRL Round 11 tips. Let me know who you're tipping for this week's games down in the comment section below, because I want to hear who you're picking. If you're new to the channel and you're watching all these videos, I'd appreciate it if you click that subscribe button. Click that red subscribe button down below, because it does help the channel in terms of growing and the algorithm. And yeah, look, majority of the people that do watch my channel haven't subscribed, so I would appreciate it if you subscribe. And yeah, let's also, don't forget to like the video as well. Click the thumbs up on the video, click the bell so you don't miss a notification when I do a new video or go live on the channel next. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.